Hi, welcome to part 2 of deploying Django using AWS and Heroku. So right now I want to show you how to host images on AWS S3 buckets. Understand, Django does not host images during production. Django can host your images during development, but in production Django is bad at that. Understand? So I'm going to show you how to host user uploaded images on AWS using the S3 bucket. Understand? The S3 bucket is found on AWS. I'll show you how to do that. Understand? So in the previous video, I showed you how to make your Postgres database a live one. Understand? Despite Postgres being live, it won't be able to still hold your images. Understand? Because Django is what is controlling it to get. So we are going to use AWS S3 bucket to host our user uploaded images. Instead, if you remember from the blog you saw in the part one, you could see that the blog had an image with a text, had an image and a text. Understand? Though what you saw there was on development. So during production, those images will not appear. So to avoid that issue, I'm going to show you how to overcome that. So currently we're on AWS now. So come down to the search bar and search for S3. S3. So now the first one, S3. So click on it, the S3 bucket. You can see that's a bucket icon. So now click on it there. So now it's still loading. So now click on create bucket on the create bucket button. So I'm going to give my bucket a unique name. I'm going to just say new blog bucket. New blog buckets. So that's it there. So just come down here, click on ACLs, click on the enabled. Understand? Enabled. So come down here and click on object writer. Understand? Just follow the steps. Understand? Just follow how it works and uncheck this box. Understand? This want to make sure that this bucket is publicly accessible because users will be uploading blogs, understand, and images. So I want to make this bucket publicly accessible. So uncheck the box. So click here. You acknowledge. So you actually to say that you made this stuff public. So you are trying to acknowledge that you made it public. Understand? So check the box. Click. Make sure this box is checked. So scroll down, and that's it. Now we can create bucket. So scroll down now and click on the create bucket button. So the bucket is being created. It's taking quite some time. Okay, our bucket has been created. If you check closely, I have some different buckets here for some of my other projects. Instead, this is called new blog bucket. So click on the new blog bucket. So I want to do some configuration right now. So now I'm going to simply try to upload an image to this bucket. So click on add files. So I'm going to pick an image. I've simply picked one of these screenshots. So then come down here and click on upload. So it's uploading. So it's done uploading. So this is the image. So click on this image link. It's still loading. Screenshots 1.png. So scroll down. So this is the final link. So click on this. So you can see we can't view the image, right? So I'll show you how to overcome this error. So just follow me. So let's go back and fix this problem. Still taking quite some. So click on this. You can see this object action. So click on it. So come down to the last part and click on make public using ACL. So click on it. So make public using ACL. So click on make public. So now it's done. So right now we're going to go down to the buckets. I think we need to close this stuff. So click on these buckets. Let's see now if we can view the image. Nice, you can see now we can view the image. So now from what you saw, from what we did, instead from what we did there, whenever we try to upload an image, so let's upload one image again. Let's see. Let's try uploading. Upload. Click on add files. Let's click some other image, open and upload. So click on the link there. So it's taking quite some time. So now click on the final link. We can't still view the image. We need to go back here again. I'll show you why I'm doing this. This is important. I'm trying to explain something. So we need to come back. So we need to come back here again and make it public. So we can't keep doing this. We can't keep trying to upload an image to AWS S3 bucket and we keep on making it public manually. So we can do this once and for all. So go down to the bucket. So go down to, sorry, you should go down to new, not, so come down to your bucket called new bucket. So click on it, new bucket. So this permission, so you can see these permissions here. So click on permissions. So you can see this bucket policy. So right now we are going to simply click on the edit button under the bucket policy, edit. So I want to update the policy now. So right now, okay, so I already have my own bucket policy. Understand, it's going to also work for you. So I'm going to replace the one we have here. So just replace and I'll paste in my own. You can see this is my own here. You can simply try and type this out. Understand, it's not much, or I will try and send this policy to you to make things easier for you. Understand? So just right here, you can see I'm going to put in your bucket name. Understand? So just put in your bucket name here. Our bucket is called new blog buckets. Understand? So it's called, you can see the name up here, new blog bucket. So I think that's it now. Save changes. So I'm showing you the best practices on how to deploy using Django and AWS. This is the best practice, understand? So it might seem kind of stressful to you, but it's not really stressful. This is the best practice on deploying on Django and AWS, understand? So we've done that already. So what I want to show you now is that let's try and upload a new, so let's try and upload a new image. So I'm going to go down to the bucket. So click on new bucket again. Let's try uploading a new image now, and let's see if it's going to show without us manually clicking on the make public ACL stuff. So I'm going to pick in the screenshot too, open. So let's upload. So it's uploading. Oh, this is okay. It's done uploading. So click on screenshot 2.png. So then we're going to click on the final URL. Oh, so it's loading the page for us to get there. So we'll scroll down, just click here. Perfect, you can see it's working now. So what we want to do next now is we want to connect our S3 buckets to our Django project. So let's do that right now. So what we need to do now is, so right now let's connect S3 bucket to Django, understand? So right now just go down to your browser. I'm going to search for this package called Django storages. Django storages. I'm not even spelling it well. Okay, I'm not pronouncing it well. I don't know what's wrong with me. So Django storages. So it's loading. So that's the first link. So click on it. So we also need to install this package in our virtual environment. So okay. Wow. Okay. So this is documentation for Django storages. It's going to be helpful for us to connect Django to S3 bucket, to Amazon to AWS S3 buckets. Understand? So first of all, let's install it. So I'm going to install this. So copy this and come down here. So you're going to install two Django packages to connect AWS S3 bucket to Django. So the first one is called Django Storages and the second one is called Boto 3. So this is not that complicated, so just follow along with me. So let's do this. So just press enter. So it's going to take quite some time to install. So while it's installing, let's check the documentation. So we just scroll down. I think we need to add storages to our installed app. Click on Amazon S3. Amazon S3. So okay. Okay, don't worry. We're not going to use all of this. This is much. So, but nevertheless, let's see if it is installing. So it's done installing now. So let's install Boto 3. So say pip install Boto 3. So let's install these two Django packages right now. We're having an error. It says no matching distribution found for Boto 3. Really? So let's go down to the browser and see what the browser says. Pip install Boto 3. Oh, I don't think there's an hyphen. That was my mistake. Let's see what's pie face. Okay, there's no hyphen, so just copy this. So let's install again. So pip install Boto 3. So I hope everything should work now. So right now we've successfully installed Boto 3 and Django storages. So just up here, we're gonna just add storages to the installed apps. Storages, let's do that. Okay. So say storages. Okay, that was it there. So now let's run server. Python manage spy on server. So right now we need to go down to that documentation, which is this here. So now just scroll down. It's time set to upload your media files to S3. We need to set this false variable. So just copy this. So copy it now and let's paste down at the bottom. So just paste down here. Okay. So now we need to like tell Django about our S3 buckets, understand? So before we do that, go down to AWS again. So I'm going to create a user and I am user on AWS instance. So I'll show you what this is called. So go down to AWS, to the home page of AWS instance. So click the logo. So I'm going down to the home page again. So don't worry, this might look complicated. Just follow whatever I do here. This is not really important. This is just to make your code, just to make your project look awesome. So just follow whatever I do. You don't need to understand everything. Just follow me step by step. As fast as you can deploy your project the best way, just follow this thing. Understand? So So now going back to the home page of AWS right now, the index page. So I'm going to search for I am user. So I am. So it's going to load up. Okay, the first one. So click on it. So we need to create a user for our S3 bucket, you understand? So just follow this thing. It looks quite complicated, but just to get things done. Okay, it's loading. So right now click on users on the left. So click on users. So now we're going to add a user. Click on the add user button. So add user. So right now I'm going to create a new user. I'm going to call this user Clint. So Clint. So right now, after we've done this, I'm going to simply say access key should be programmatic access. So click on next. So I'm going to click on attach existing policies directly. Attach existing policies directly. I don't know. Okay, so click on that. Okay, so right now just simply come down here and search for S3. Just follow my style, just follow what I'm doing. So you can see Amazon S3 full service. So check the box and then click on next. Okay, now just forget about this and just click on next. After you've done this, you can now create user, you understand? So let's do that. So create user. We're almost done with the setup. Just calm down, you're almost done. After this, now we can deploy to Heroku. Everything will be perfect, trust me. So now nice. Now so I've gotten what I wanted. I needed to get this Amazon, this access key and the secret access key. So that's what I needed to get. So now we are going to use this key. We are going to use the access key and the secret access key right now. So right now, if you check the documentation again, that's Amazon Django, that Django storage's documentation for AWS and for S3 bucket and Django. If you scroll down, you see there's a part they require the access key and the secret key. Understand? So you can see this AWS S3 access key ID and the AWS S3 secret access key. You understand? So we need to like get this stuff. So right now we just simply get this AWS access key ID. So just Ctrl C, paste that beneath. So remember what they are. So we know we just got the access key from the user we created. So this is the access key. So just copy this. So copy and come down here and paste. So do the same thing for the secret key. So AWS secret access key. So come down here. So let's do that. So I think it's here. So we're going to show this and let's copy. So you need to keep all this stuff. You need to keep them. So you need to keep them hidden. So I'll show you how to hide these things. Wow, a lot of value in just this. Okay. So now we've gotten the access key and the secret key. So currently we want to assign the name of our bucket. So now our bucket, we want to assign the name of our bucket. So go down to that documentation again. I think we can where do we have, you can see we have AWS storage bucket name. So let's assign this bucket. If you can remember the name of our bucket, so I'm going to show you how to get the name of your bucket. Go down to AWS again. So AWS, click on the logo so you can get to the home page. So I want to show you how to get your bucket name. So for me, I have several buckets for different projects. So you understand. So I'm going to show you the bucket we created. The bucket is called new block bucket. Understand? So if you want to get your bucket, this is taking quite some time to load. So I want you to get your bucket name. If you watch closely, you can see the recently visited services we have, the stuff we've recently used. We use the LDS, we use the X3, we use the IAM. So I used EC2 and VPC for something else, which is not for this tutorial. So right now, let's get our S3 bucket. Just come down here and search for S3. Search by S3. So once S3 pops up, you click on S3. So S3. So I should just wait for it to load. So you can see I have several buckets here. So the one we are working on, we are currently working with new blog buckets. So go down to your code right now and let's set that to new blog buckets. So right now let's test what we've done so far. Let's see. Let's go down to the admin. So now I want to add I want to add a single blog post. So let's say 127/admin. So let's add the blog post right now. So login. So let's add posts. So add posts. So now I'm going to browse an image from our computer, and this image will go straight to AWS, understand, to be uploaded on AWS, understand. So AWS will be the one hosting our images, and so let's do that now. So I think I call this FR1. So the image here is FR1. So open. So title is front end web development. So I'm gonna just put in but I copied this. I'm just gonna copy this right up from the internet. So the user is a current logged in user. So now let's save. You know why it's taking this time? Because our database is now on a live server. So it's going to take quite some time to save if your internet is not strong enough. Mine is not strong at the moment, so it's taking quite some time to save. So right now, I just refresh the page right now. I refreshed it. You can see we have this blog article. This is now on the live database, understand. So right now, I'm going to right click on this image now. I want to see the image link, understand. So let's say, should I say copy image link? So let's see where it takes us to. So paste. You can see this image now is on AWS. It's on S3 bucket. You can see it says new bucket. That's our bucket name, and Amazon AWS. You can see it says new buckets.s3.amazon. You can see our images now our images are on S3 buckets. Our images are online, understand. So Django is no longer hosting our images for us, understand. So everything is going to be just perfect. So our images are now online. You get everything is fine now. This database, everything about the database is online. Our data, our images are now online. You get, so that's perfect. So now you can see we have some ugly long texts. I want to clear this stuff. So now we're going to clear this ugly long text right here. So just go down to the documentation. You can see this stuff called AWS query string alt. So I'm going to set it to false. Control C. Let's set that to false. So that ugly string shouldn't be there. Understand? So we need to make that URL readable. So let's make it false rather than true. So I think it should be capital F, or should it be? It should not even be in a string. What am I doing? False. Okay, so that's done. So after I've made that changes in the setting.py file, so I'm going to re-upload this image again to show you what's in the stand. So I think we need to do that again. Let's re-upload the image. So let's see the changes that was made. So you can see the thing is it's quite slow because we're on the live server right now. Well, if the internet is fast enough, it's not going to be this slow. So I want to re-upload the image. Oh, please save time. Okay, so just browse again. It's called FR1. So open. So save. So that has been saved already. So now let's check again. So refresh this page. So now let's open this link, open image in a new tab. Let's see. You can see now the URL is now short and it's quite readable. That long text is no longer there. Everything is fine. The standards perfect. Okay, now so it remains one more configuration and we are done. So right now let's assume two different users are trying to upload two different images with the same name. So if you try that, there's going to be a form of overwriting. The new image coming in is going to overwrite the old one as far as they have the same name. So to prevent overwriting of images, so we need to set this variable to false. So come down to the documentation for Django storages. You can see this AWS file, AWS S3 file overwrite. So just copy this right there. Set this here. So I'm going to set this to false. On default, by default it's set to true. So let's set it to false. So that's what we need to do now. I think we are done with S3 buckets. So now the next step now is to deploy this on Heroku. So we're doing that in the next video. So I really hope you learned something from this video. I really hope you learned from this video. It has been quite hectic to make. Understand? So we are done with this right now. So next one is to push this code to Heroku. Understand? So I'm going to add more blog posts. So let's do that right now. So let's go down here. I'm going to look for backend web development. Let's do that. So I think you can add just simply add the blog post by yourself. So I don't want to waste more time. So I'm going to add this blog post after this video, or I think I can. Let me just add them right now. I don't want to spend more time here. Let's say backend web development. So let's search. I want to just attach a blog post. So click on the first link. So come here, let's add a new post. So I think I'll simply copy this. C. So come down here, let's add this here, let's paste, simply say backend web development. So I'm going to attach an image to it. So I call it BA1. Okay, so open. So the user is actually the writer of the blog, understand? So let's set this to Clint. So So let's save and add another. So I want to add for full stack. So let's look for full stack right now. So I'm going to call this full stack web development. Full stack web development. So I think let's pick Audacity. Okay, let's see how the page looks like right now. We've added one more blog post. So I'm going to browse an image right now. I think it's called FU. So open. So I'm going to call this full stack web development. Now simply copy. Let's close this. I think I'm going to copy this. Let's paste that here. I think I save now. Now we have two blog posts. Now this is on the live side. This is on a live database. So now what you want to do now is to deploy this on Heroku. You can see our domain is still on the local host. So I want to take this off to the production server. So our database, our images are all stored on a live server. So we want to deploy the whole project now on Heroku. So we're doing that next. So we've added the full stack. So let's see how everything looks like. So the pictures are coming from AWS, the database is from AWS, everything is from there. So the next video now, I'll show you how to deploy this on Heroku.